Hello students, this is Suraj Rasar here. So I hope that you have understood how does the GSM network works and the basics of GSM and what are the components available within the global system, that is GSM architecture. Okay, I hope you have already understood it. And also I have already told you that in short the GSM is a part of GPRS or the rest of the data network based technologies. It might be 3G, 4G and so on. Okay, so in short, this combining GSM actually completes the GPRS architecture. Okay, so I hope you have remembered the components used in the GPRS basically. Okay, so including PSTN, ISDN, okay, which are in short the voice over networks basically. The data network is in short your can be the data based network, that is the packet switching network. Then the base, what is BSC also we already learned. What is the role of BSC, what is the role of BTS, what is the role of MSC, as well as the role of GMSC, the home location register, visitors location register, then operation maintenance centers. Okay, so in short, how does the GSM also plays important role in GPRS working also we already see. Okay, so in today's session, let's finish it. Let's finish the remaining part of GPRS. Okay, so this is the architecture of GPRS. Basically, you can see the GSM also. GSM components are also very important in this case. Okay, so basically two new components are added to this GPRS architecture, including SGSM and GGSM. Okay, so this is nothing but your survey SGSM, sorry. Okay, so and this one is your GPRS gateway support node, and this is serving gateway support node SGSM. Okay, so including them it forms the GPRS architecture basically. And in this case, okay, since we are going to explain GPRS, so it supports or it delivers the packet data based information across the public network or data related network. That's why it is segregated now. Okay, so before starting with its working part, again just try to remind the previous points, okay, which we have already seen while learning GSM. Okay, so again just try to understand it in that way, like first of all, how does the mobile device will have network access, that is when this mobile device will be turned on. So based on that, how does the connection request will be delivered, okay, from base transceiver system through BSC through MSC. Okay, how do it will be first of all authenticated. Okay, based on that, how does the device information is stored. Okay, then after that, how does this OMSC is going to check the user information. Then how does, again through MSC, how does the HLR is going to see the rest of the user details. Okay, that is user subscription, the user's location, the user details including name and rest of the details, address and so on. Okay, so after having this kind of setup, okay, only the mobile station or end device will be connected to the internet service provider, and user is ready to access the services from this internet service provider basically through this wireless station. And services may include, okay, as we already seen that it includes a list of services. Okay, so the services can be, okay, I'm just trying to listing it here. Okay, services can be your calling, then say your SMS services, then say using internet services, and so on, the rest of the services. Okay, so in short, based on the services only the network is used, and based on the which kind of service is being used by that mobile station or end user, the internet service provider behaves. That is, the used architecture behaves accordingly and responds to that particular end user. Okay, so as we have already seen, even though, okay, after having registration process, let's say this user wish to make like, let's say, audio call. Okay, so audio call, in the sense, the end user might be from the same ISP services, or the end user can be another ISP services. Okay, now for understanding purpose, see, I know that we have already seen this theory, okay, but just try to remind. Let's, within 5 minutes, as I said, it would be better to remind first of all what we have seen in previous lecture. Okay, if you are continuously referring my videos, then you can forward the same content also, and you can proceed for the today's session only, even though. Okay, now suppose for understanding purpose, let's assume that, okay, this end user is basically not subscribed, or this user is not registered within the home internet service provider, that is the internet service that is the ISP's network, which is used by this user, our user. Okay, so basically this user is connected to the PSTN. Okay, so what is PSTN and ISTN, we have already seen in previous session. Just try to refer that session. So basically what will be again flow is, this user wish to make voice call to this end user who has registered within another ISP's network. Okay, so so the flow will be again from this end user through BTS, through BSC, through MSC. Okay, again the OMC will be activated, OMC will be activated through HLR. Again, it will be verified whether user is able to make voice call or not. Very simple example I am considering for your understanding purpose. So this is the role of HLR. So many roles are there, like user verification, user registration, looking through the user details, looking through the user subscriptions, looking through the current user status, location, which services has been used by that particular end user, and so on. So many points comes under HLR. So after verifying everything, okay, the information will be released from GMAC, that is Gateway Mobile Switching Center, who is ensured interacting with the outside voice based network. Okay, and through that network, in short, that is through PSDN, because this ISP will understand that this user is not registered within my network. Okay, so the safe link will be established between this between two end users, and then the calling will be done. Okay, so based on the time component, again, with respect to the each time span, this the GSM, through GSM architecture, that is through internet service provider, is going to verify the user subscription. Okay, like calling rate, and based on so on, what is the calling session, how many what is the current subscription of that particular end user, whether the user is able to continue the same call or not, and so on. So many things are there. Okay, you can understand. I hope you have understood what I mean to say. So again, in this way, the communication will happen. Okay, so this is nothing but the flow through which, or which components will be activated for your calling purpose. So this example we have already seen in previous case. Okay, so delivering calling, or say it might be only SMS through GSM, also can be done in previous cases where the data network is also part of this GSM. Now we are looking through communication should take place through GPRS architecture. So how does it differs? It might be SMS, or it might be the internet based information. Now let's see. Okay, so this was a little bit revision. Okay, so also we already learned what is the role of EIR, that is equipment identity registered, how it is going to store the device information based on IMEI. and even though it can identify whether the device is capable to manage the GPRS based data or not, or the device is enabled for GPRS based data or not, and so on. And in authentication center also we already learned how does the user is going to verified and authorized by the internet service provider using their number of parameters, and how does this BSC manages the multiple wireless stations, even though we have already learned this theory also. A little bit you might be have thinking about this. In fact, this theory is very interesting theory. In day-to-day life we are using internet, so you should know. And even though little bit some upgradation or some updation is done in this sort of architecture, because obviously right now we are using 4G, so obviously some important or major changes or evolution is done on GPRS. Okay, then only it is converted to 4G. So step by step we will try to understand it, but at least you should know how does this GSM and GPRS works. So that's why we are learning this part. Let me clear all notations so that we can start with GPRS. Okay, so this example was basically for voice over, that is the information was related to the voice based data. Okay, not the actual packet based data or not the internet based data. In short, for our understanding purpose you can assume this example. So basically GPRS has two additional components, that is gateway GPRS support node and serving GPRS support node. So you can see here okay, you can see this BSC is in short connected to the SGSN, and SGSN is further connected to the HLR also. Now same thing is here. Now okay, like which kind of internet based. So see this part, there is this another colored part is light brown color, you can see. So this part is basically GPRS, and the components which are included in this are related to the GPRS only. Okay, so this SGSN is basically connected to the HLR. Okay, so obviously HLR based on the request SGS through SGSN, all time it is going to verify from HLR, that is the user information, user details like name, address, IDs and so on. Okay, so obviously, okay, in short, this through HLR, that is through SGSN, through HLR, through MSC, okay, obviously it is linked with the AUC. Okay, so it's not like so that the components from GSM are not used, because from GSM only some information is fetched within this GPRS, and it works in that manner. Okay, so now very simple example. Okay, let's say right now this user is connected to this internet service provider. Okay, and let's say the safe link is the safe link is already established between the internet service provider and this end user, suppose. Okay, so two-way communication can take place, fine. So now next thing is, right now suppose this user wishes to use internet. Okay, internet in the sense within this device the thing the internet connection or internet activity should be enabled from this device. So in short, again all things will be done. Okay, so right now we are looking at, it is fine that right now this device has a network access, that is this device is connected to this internet service provider. Okay, so next step we are looking at is, after that let's say this user is to use internet. Okay, so to enable internet, okay, some changes has to be done within this mobile device, obviously, of course. Very simple example, in Android devices, in iOS devices, we need to go to the setting and we need to turn on its internet. It might be if you consider the traditional days, you need to turn on its internet, that is GPRS, or with respect to mobile access point, you need to turn on the internet settings. Okay, so just try to remind those days. Don't consider nowadays what's happening over there is, that is because nowadays the devices are 3G and 4G enabled devices. So don't consider today's example, just try to remind what was happening in traditional days. Okay, so it is fine that first step, very important thing is done, that is based on device information. Okay, already all steps has been done. Okay, and right now this user wish to use the internet, or okay, the user is in the process to activate the internet connection. Okay, so I'm going to rough this notation by assuming that first step, that is GSM, is already connected and this device has right now network access, right? Now, so now what will happen, okay, when this device is going to turn on its internet settings to access internet in short. Okay, so in this case the internet based connection request will be delivered again through BTS, through BSC again. Okay, now again in this case again through MSC. Okay, it will be verified from EIR, that is equipment identity registered. Okay, as I have already told you that while delivering request, the user is going to deliver the request including same MSISDN and IMEI and plus hardware based information also. So through this EIR again it will be verified whether this device is capable to receive the internet based data or not. After that again through MSC again it will be delivered to the HLR to make sure that this user is able to use internet based services. Okay, as you know, here I had written some n number of services. Okay, so out of which internet is very important thing, important service. So under that again through HLR it will be verified that whether the user is able to use internet based services or not. Okay, so according to that it will be verified from HLR, remember. Okay, so after verifying this through HLR, okay, again this HLR will respond to the MSC, again to the BSC and to the BTS and to the end device. Okay, and after that only the communication will be established. Okay, so again BSC, through BSC it will be again gone through the SGSN directly. Now this time it's not necessary that all time it has to pass from BSC to MSC. Okay, now the flow will be from this device to BTS to BSC, and smoothly directly it will be done through SGSN, that is from BSC to SGSN, that is serving gateway support node. Okay, so further, okay, the communication will take place between GGSN, that is gateway GPRS support node, and in short again in similar manner. Okay, this GGSN will interact with the outside network, that is the public network. This is the role of GGSN basically. Okay, and in short, this GGSN is going to manage the outside network and the inside network also. Okay, so you should remember the flow. Okay, and this is the actual flow. Okay, so first of all all services or subscription or device information or rest of the things will be verified from internet service provider through GSM components little bit. Okay, again MSC will verify the user subscription through this HLR. Okay, and after that only it will deliver back the response or the acknowledgement, yes, you are able to connect to the internet and you have already subscribed for that services. And third thing is your device is also capable to use internet, and based on that response the secured connection will be established between this mobile station and the internet service provider for internet purpose basically, and then through secured established link only the next communication will take place. Just try to remember the flow, that is next time. Okay, the flow will be from end device to BSC and from BSC to SGSN directly. Okay, it's not like all time it has to be passed through the MSC. Okay, that's why the SGSN is directly connected to BSC here itself. Okay, and then remember in some textbooks the information is given like all time the MSC is going to manage everything now. Okay, once the everything is verified, okay, next time the actual packet data will be shared between this mobile session to mobile to BSC to SGSN, and further it will be released through this GGSN, who is responsible to manage the outside of the public network based on that is a database network, that is packet database network. Okay, so this is how does it works. Now remember, okay, that whoever see, okay, so this is how does the internet works in GPRS. Okay, now remember one more thing. If you considered any example, okay, let's say there is